We at the European Network Against Racism have published the first ever toolkit on women of colour in the workplace. This is an intersectional approach to diversity management. This toolkit is the first of a kind, which looks at not just gender diversity, but how does initiatives for gender diversity improve the situation of women of colour in the workplace specifically, who experience a range of not just gendered discrimination and exclusion in the workplace, but also exclusion based on their racial identity. Who are women of colour? We view women of colour as racial, ethnic, religious minorities in Europe. And this toolkit outlines what are the main barriers for them in the workplace, which range from a range of discrimination, but also underrepresentation in leadership positions, and also wide overrepresentation in the European labour market in low pay and precarious work. What do we do? This toolkit is designed for employers, trade unions, civil society organisations who want to have a more intersectional approach to their diversity management. We propose a 3-step approach for employers wanting to implement an intersectional approach. These steps are, number 1, to fully understand the intersectional issues in the organisation. So what is the pay of women of colour? What is the progression? What are the instances of discrimination affecting them? Number 2 is taking steps to transform the organisation. So how do we understand our workplace culture? How do we change it to make it a more inclusive space for those at the intersections? And the third is the empowerment of women of colour and other groups at the intersection. How do we support our employees and make them be enabled to be the best that they can be? Please use the toolkit. We have a checklist at the end, which is providing some really good examples of good initiatives for how to improve the inclusion of women of colour in the workplace. So please check it out.